Hello and welcome to this week's Talking Smack. I'm Drew Juicel, and with me this week are Stuart Fulbrook and Pete Lidbetter.
Good evening.
Hello.
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 Yes, we're here again, and it's the original crew, and we're down.
Throwing up gang signs.
We're down in the crib, ready to fucking smack up some shit.
Gobsmack Ghetto.
Yeah, Gobsmack Ghetto. Who are you calling my house a ghetto, you oh. That reminds me, actually, I need to apologise. I need to apologise because last week a very naughty word by me slipped through our very stringent editing process and was unbleeped, and I didn't notice until it was already out. So if anyone was offended by that, tough shit. So we'll start with you, Pete.
Okay.
What have you been up to since the last time we got together?
I've been reading a lot of comics, but I have watched Civil War again, and I've watched X-Men Apocalypse.
You've watched Civil War again?
Yep.
What, as in more than once now?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I wanted to see whether Stu was right with how Civil War compares to X-Men. In regards to, like...
Could you not just remember it from when you saw it the first time?
Well, yeah, but when I saw it the first time, I then wrote a little review for us, and then that started to make me think about little plot holes and little bits I didn't like about it. So I wanted to watch it again, knowing what I did like, then watched X-Men.
And? What's better?
I'm going to go Stu, X-Men.
Ooh.
I think just the story in general is a bit more coherent, a little bit more engaging
Definitely.
than...
Engaging was the word I was going to use.
Was it really?
It was.
I think you just stole it off of Stuart because he
just said it first.
Than you. I'm going to go and see it on Friday, so I can't really comment as of now. But yeah, it does look good, and everyone I know that has seen it has said they preferred it to Civil War. So, and it cost about £5 by comparison, didn't it? So well done, Fox.
Yeah, it was very surprising.
Fox are, after a terrible year last year with Fantastic Four, this year have done my two favourite comic book movies so far, in Deadpool and X-Men Apocalypse.
Well.
Wow.
That's amazing.
But we still got Doctor Strange.
Still got Doctor Strange
and Turtles.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, yeah.
Fucking Turtles?
Yeah, Turtles, man.
I don't think that's going to eclipse Deadpool as the best comic book movie of the year somehow.
No way. But still,
it's what?
It's going to look good.
It's not.
It is.
It's going to be pants, the same as the first one was.
It's got Krang in it.
So
it's got to be cool.
No, not necessarily.
Fine.
It's going to be pants, you know it. Have you been doing... Well, so what comics have you been reading?
I've been reading loads. I'm up to date on quite a few of them, ones that I've actually got in and...
God, I can almost hear Sean gasp from here. And he's not even here, is he?
No.
And I wrote them all down.
On your tablet, at home?
Nope, on my phone.
Okay.
I'm up to date with Deadpool, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
You don't read Deadpool, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you just don't buy it from me. I see. Right, okay. That's nice.
Captain America, a new one.
Which
Bloodlines.
One book. He's read one book.
Give me a break.
There's 2 Captain Americas at the moment. You need to be more specific. Is it
He said
Steve?
the new one.
Is it Steve or Sam?
Both. Grizzly Shark.
All 2 books of that.
Old Man Logan, Rough Riders, Aliens Defiance, Hot Damn, and The Discipline, as well as all my Spider-Man titles. I tried to go out of the web.
Out of the web. Wow. What do you think of The Discipline?
It's weird.
Is it a little bit kinky for you?
The first issue is a bit kinky, and then that just disappears for the last 2 copies, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Have you
No.
Read it? You haven't?
No, I just know the first issue was kinky.
It wasn't really kinky, was it?
I don't know, I haven't read it. But someone told me it was kinky.
No, not really. Not overly kinky. I've seen worse. I mean, I've seen Red Riding Hood suck off a wolf.
Man, that guy gets so much free publicity from us. It's amazing.
Doesn't it?
But yeah, it's I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to carry on with it.
Out of all the comics that you've read in this 2 weeks, which you couldn't have done anything else, what has been your favourite?
It's got to be Hot Damn.
Nice.
It is hilarious.
Excellent.
Well worth a read. Just for them being in the strip club and the pigs turn up to cart them off, and they're actual pigs. They come bursting with dildos. That's how they slap you around. Dildos.
Okay. And who publishes that?
IDW.
Excellent. So, yeah, check that one out if you like pigs wielding dildos. So, it comes highly recommended by our 2 pigs wielding dildos in this room.
It is worth a read. It's hilarious.
Stewpot.
Hello.
And what have you been doing since the last time?
I've been to MCM Comic Con. My first ever time at MCM, never been before. Tend to go to all the Showmaster ones and that, but I've never been to MCM. I was quite impressed, to be honest. I've probably one of the closest things I've seen to San Diego in the UK, as far as it has all the actual brands there representing themselves, like Bandai, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But for something that's got Comic Con in the title, there's not a massive comic presence there.
Well, it's manga, comics, and movies.
Yeah,
That's what MCM stands for.
but it's got it's got comics in the title.
Well, there's a whole comic section.
Not really, not like
Well, there is, because I know people that were there in the comic village.
yeah, but it's not.
Oh, those people that were there.
Yeah, I do. Him. He was there.
I was there.
Yeah.
It's not. There's a bigger comic presence at like LSCC. Obviously at LSCC because it's just a comic, but at LFCC there's a bigger comic thing than.
But, I mean, it's a much bigger convention.
It's a huge convention.
So, it is, I would say, more Japanese
Definitely.
orientated
They had
than
2
any
halls,
others.
and nearly one whole hall was all manga.
Yeah.
So
But, the comic village were, the guys that, the girl, Cryo Claire, who writes Drugs and Wires, and she was there with her stall promoting her stuff, and said she had a brilliant weekend and sold out of nearly everything they had, so good for her.
Yeah, that's cool.
it was mental on the Sunday, and they said it was even busier on the Saturday. So
Yeah. So it's good. I saw some brilliant cosplay. I didn't go, but I've seen.
cosplay.
I saw the guy who's dressed up as Monkey. That was just amazing. Best cosplay I've ever seen.
And I met Willa Holland from Arrow, and she was really pretty.
She's far too thin.
She is very skinny.
Put on some weight, Willa. What's the matter with you? I mean, seriously, if she was to get punched in a real fight, her head would fall off, wouldn't it? She would just snap in half.
It's a bit harsh.
It's a little bit. I apologise. I'll take that back, Willa, in case she comes around my house and punches me in the face and my head falls off. Well, what have I been doing? I have completed Uncharted number 4 to complete the series, and was a little bit choked up at the end.
Is this the last one?
It is the last one.
So he dies.
Okay.
Hand dies.
Hand dies.
Yeah.
Shit.
But I was in complete denial about the fact it might be the last one, because I'm like, nah, no chance, it will never be the last one. And then all the way through the game, there's little kind of reminiscent bits of all the other games. Of his kind of, there's one section where you're looking around, he's living like in this normal house now, and you're looking around his loft. And as you're looking around the loft, you're finding all these little mementos from all the other games, and he's kind of having a little reminisce about it. And I'm just like, uh-oh, this actually does feel like they're finishing it off. And I was like,
Tying it all off.
don't like it. But the people that make it, I mean, Naughty Dog have said that they're not going to do any more, but that Sony owns the property, and so Sony could make some more if they wanted to. Kind of in two minds as to whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean... what happened to Halo after Bungie left? it's been dog shit since. And now, unless they find a developer that can really do a good job. But also, they finished Nathan Drake's story, so it would have to be a different character as well. So I think there'll probably be more, but they won't be the same. And Nathan Drake is possibly the best video game character of all time, if you ask me. I just think it's been brilliant. So yeah, I've been playing that quite a bit, finished that off, and it is just stunning. I've been watching a TV show called Colony, which is on Sky Atlantic. I think it's on Sky Atlantic. And it's basically set in LA after an alien invasion. And they've put a wall round it. And they've split the human race into colonies, basically, hence the name. And sorry, I think there was an ice cream van in the background there. I could hear that. So if anyone heard that, sorry. I kind of want an ice cream now. So the human race has been split into colonies, hence the name. And the interesting thing about it is that you don't see the aliens at all. They're there, they're kind of being mentioned. Every so often their drones come in and kick the crap out of some humans, but it is the interplay between the humans that are doing their bidding and this resistance team, these resistance fighters, and so you get the collaborators and then the resistance, and you're trying to decide who actually is doing the better thing for humanity and all this sort of thing, and there's a good interplay between them. And there's a woman who's in the resistance, and her husband is working for the man, basically, or the aliens. And it's quite interesting. And the fact you don't actually see any aliens in it at all, it's all about the humans in this situation, makes it quite interesting. But I want to see some aliens, man. I want to see some pew pew.
Do you think that the aliens will turn up towards the end of the season?
Probably. There'll probably be some sort of thing going on. But it's what makes it interesting, because it is kind of that's there in the background, and it's very much the underlying tone of the whole thing. But it is essentially a story about humans versus humans rather than humans versus aliens. So it's quite cool. So yeah, I've been watching that.
What channel's on?
I think it's Sky Atlantic. And Game of Thrones, been watching that as well. And more of iZombie, which is fucking cool. So let's move on. Now, there has been a couple of very big comic stories this week, obviously. And that is DC have launched Rebirth. And that Marvel have fucked off hundreds of idiots. So... So let's go over these two first of all. Now, we do actually have a People's Peak question, which is going to tie in with this. So rather than doing a People's Peak section today, we'll just tie it in with our main subject. So, what's the guy's name? Pete.
We got a question from John Watts on Twitter.
Okay.
And like you said, it already ties in with Rebirth, but he said, what are our hopes and fears with Rebirth? And that with only one issue being out, how do we feel about it?
Stu.
I'm excited. Without going into too many spoilers, there's obviously some characters that were ignored with the new 52 that will be coming back by the looks of things. So I'm excited by that. There's obviously an interesting twist at the end of the first book, which I'm looking forward to seeing how that evolves as it goes forward.
I think that it's going to be difficult. We don't want to give away too many spoilers, because the first book sold out so rapidly that a lot of people are still waiting to get the reprint. So I'm not the biggest DC fan, never have been, but I have to say I read Rebirth and I was instantly taken, A, by the storytelling, B, by the artwork, and I think Jeff Johns overseeing the entire thing again can only be a good thing, really. The idea of them deleting the entire New 52 and just kind of expunging the entire thing is just kind of, wow. I mean, that's a bold move. Not that anyone liked New 52.
I think it's quite clever the way they've gone around it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't say too much because it gives away the... But I definitely, when I was a bit apprehensive about Rebirth coming out, I've read this book and it's much better than I thought it was going to be.
See, I still got to read it.
Go on then. Can't you read it online with your other comics?
I can read it now if you want.
So, tomorrow, this is being recorded on Tuesday, by the way. So by the time you get to hear this, all the new books will be out. But tomorrow we've got Green Lanterns, Green Arrow, Batman, and Superman Rebirths coming. I'm going to be interested to see all of the titles. All the Rebirth titles. I'm going to be interested to see how they all tie into that original Rebirth book and where everything comes and sits in.
Well, again, without trying to give too much away, we haven't seen a couple of these characters yet, really.
Well, we haven't seen any of them.
No.
You only really get to see the Flash in the
You
first.
get to see Batman briefly, but
Yeah.
it's going to be the Flash that's going to be the main tie-in with this first Rebirth book, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Which is DC. Whenever there's obviously they're big to us as Superman and Batman, but whenever there's something like this, like Final Crisis or Flashpoint, it's always the Flash who's
Yeah.
the one who changes everything. And
Interfering little red prat.
Poor guy. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault, it just runs very fast. Just keeps opening up dimension rifts. I mean, yes. The short answer is I like it. and I think it's going to be good. And I like Stu. I'm quite excited about it, actually. More so than I thought I would be. And the twist at the end of the book is really what kind of got me hooked.
I was going to say, do you think it's the twist that's got you more excited than the story up to that point, or?
Yeah, I mean,
But you forgot what the twist was within like 30 minutes of reading it.
mate, I'll forget you when you leave today. I'll be like, what was I doing earlier? Don't know. I'm old. My brain is addled from years of abuse. I blame my uncle. So there was, so we had that, and sorry, John, but our answer is that we think it's great, and we're looking forward to more.
I will get around to reading it. There you go.
Well, apparently we're expecting a announcement from DC any time now about a reprint coming very, very soon, because they've actually sold out completely.
Reprints available for order tomorrow, I think.
Could be
order
yes.
for a week or two's time.
Yeah. The only downside of people who didn't buy the book when it first came out is that it will be double the price of the original one. But that said, for even at the $4.99 price tag that the new book's going to be, it's still well worth it. It's a bumper issue, and it is brilliant. It's really good.
Square bound as well, isn't it, the new one?
Ooh, is it?
I think so.
That's nice. So it'll be like Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool. The other news. Pete, you've read this one.
I have.
So tell us about the other news.
I don't want to take it away from Stu. He's been loving it on Facebook.
Well, all right. Well,
Go on, Stu.
Captain America has become a double agent has been a double agent for Hydra for the past 75 years, by the looks of it.
Well, it's about time somebody called him out on it, I think.
And I think Marvel did a great job, because on the week that Rebirth came out, everyone's been talking about this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it has been
Cleverly arranged.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking of. It's been a shock for many people. I'm trying to think of a good way of putting it. So
They've been gobsmacked.
and then some. So, Steve Rogers has come out and said "Hail Hydra" and killed someone.
We don't know that he's killed someone.
Well, it looks like he's killed someone.
It looks like it.
Now, do you guys... I'm going to put this question to each of you. Are you wanting him to have been brainwashed or under some sort, or is he a clone, or do you want Steve Rogers, Captain America, to actually be a Hydra agent? Pete, come on.
I don't want him to be a Hydra agent. I want it to be a brainwashed.
Stu.
I'm kind of cool with whatever they do, really. I'm not a huge Captain America fan, so it wouldn't upset me like it's been upsetting people online. If
Man,
it was.
there's been people that are very upset.
People have been burning their comics.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a video of someone burning that comic.
Brilliant. That's amazing. The more people that burn it, the rarer it's going to be.
Exactly.
I kind of expecting it to be like he'll be a double agent or a brainwashed or...
That would suck. I actually really want him to be a Hydra agent. I really do, because it would just be hilarious.
Waste to everything that's been happening for the last 75 years of him being around.
Yes, amazing.
He's Marvel's Superman, really.
Yeah,
isn't
but
he?
at no point has he made any kind of...
Yeah, but Superman's been bad a few times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, what made me laugh
He
is
dabbles with a bit of the evil.
with Steve Rogers, right? They've killed him. They've crippled him. No one said a fucking word. They turn him into a Hydra agent, and everyone loses their fucking shit. I mean, really, really badly. The guy who wrote it, excuse me, I've forgotten his bloody name off the top of my head. He received death threats. Huh?
Nick Spencer.
Nick Spencer, that's it. Yeah. He received death threats over this. I mean, really. People that get wound up about fictional characters doing fictional things are just fucking idiots.
But it's like they've put all their belief and faith in these characters.
Why? I mean, he's called Captain America. Of course he's going to be a duplicitous, backstabbing little fucker.
I know, but it's like... You know,
it's the one country you can't trust more than any other.
It's like writing out the Bible for the second time, and then when you do it, Jesus goes, "Hell, Satan." You'd be like,
oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, but go on,
I'd read
Jesus. Yeah, that sounds like my kind of Jesus.
and Michael Bay will turn it to a movie.
Yes. There'll be loads of sand.
And slow-mo
slow
Jesus
motions.
turning things from water to wine.
That would be cool.
As long as Paul Feig doesn't do it and make Jesus a girl.
That'd be wicked.
Jane Christ.
I don't want to see him as a Hydra agent. I don't get me wrong, I think the idea is fantastic, and I'd like to see them really eke it out. But it's, I don't know.
But won't it be really, really predictable if it turns out that he's either been brainwashed or kind of like he's working as a double agent? That'll be so predictable. I hope they're more clever than that. Even if it turns out he's still a goodie, I hope they're more clever than just going, oh, and he woke up and it was all a dream. Do you know what I mean? So,
I don't think it'll be like that.
Bobby Ewing style.
yeah.
But Stan Lee approved of it, didn't he?
Oh, good on Stan Lee.
He was on...
Stan Lee don't
he was
give a
online
fuck.
this week
He's
saying that
quite
he
happy.
likes
He's
it.
quite happy with people messing around with his characters as long as they don't change them.
Well, he did say that he doesn't feel that it's as brave as, you know, he wouldn't be as brave to do that. But
Well, he's old. He'd probably have a heart attack. He wouldn't need death threats. They just go, right, we're waiting for another 3 years, Stan.
Shut up.
To tie it in with another bit of comic news,
Yep.
they've turned him into a Hydra agent, but they're rebooting again themselves in.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So-
Marvel Now's coming
Marvel
back,
Now,
isn't it?
Yeah, so they can just go, actually, no, he's back to being Cap again in a couple of months without having to
Well-
really do much at all.
It depends, because I'm not sure that all the titles are rebooting, are they?
No, I don't think it's like a reboot like Rebirth's been, but
There's going to be a few titles that come under the Marvel Now. I mean, there hasn't actually been that much information about it yet.
no.
I don't think... It seems weird. These reboots are coming without much kind of foresight. Yeah, not foresight. Without much forewarning. Forewarning, probably is the best way of putting it. When New 52 came, we knew about it months and months and months in advance. But Rebirth, so it's only been like 3 months, and they were like, oh, we're rebooting everything. It's all coming out later.
And the week before, it was like their logo changed.
Yeah.
Whereas like with the 52, they were talking about, oh, we're going to change our logo to this. And
Yeah.
then-
So I think they were probably all too busy drawing pictures for Sean to be able to actually announce everything. And poor old Sean. He's finally found out that the bloke was on his deathbed, and that's why he couldn't send him his picture. So luckily he didn't name and shame the guy, which would have been out of order, considering the guy's, with his last dying breath, was able to complete Sean's picture but wasn't able to crawl all the way to the post office to send it. So it's in his will, and it will be sent by his widow to Sean. So I'm sure Sean will be happy when he gets it. Just going off on a slight tangent, talking of death threats and
Sean didn't give him a death threat, did he? Is that how he's got the book? Is that how he's got the book back?
Drew wrote a death threat from Sean.
Yeah. Well, maybe. It worked.
It did.
But talking of death threats, the people on the internet seem to think they've got kind of carte blanche to do what the fuck they like and say what they like to anyone. Now, there's a game coming out soon called No Man's Sky, which is written by a company called Hello Games, and it looks amazing. Now, to give you a bit of background, Hello Games, when I used to know them, were a 3-man team from Guildford who had made 2 games, Joe Danger and Joe Danger 2. And both of these games are side-scrolling kind of motorbike stunt games. Quite brilliant games, but relatively basic in terms of what they're doing now with this AAA title, No Man's Sky, which a lot of people have been waiting for. And it was due to come out originally on the 24th of June, and it's now been delayed until August the 12th. Now, because of this delay, Sean Murray, who's lead programmer and managing director of Hello Games, has been receiving death threats, right? Because I can't understand. I mean, people have been really, really having a go at him and giving him death threats. Now, it's almost like you would say, I don't care if the game comes out, it doesn't work properly and it's broken, but just don't delay it or we'll kill you. Which is just the most bizarre thing to me.
That makes no sense.
No, of course it doesn't. I mean, it's like if he released it and the game was broken, everybody would send death threats going, oh, you should have delayed it.
Yeah, should have buried it in a desert somewhere.
Fucking dickheads. Stop fucking giving people death threats, you fucking morons. Good thing is his Twitter feed, he said that, I've been receiving death threats and I'm a little bit worried, so I've rigged my house like the house in Home Alone. He said, but if you could just stop giving me death threats because I need to move the oil and the marbles off the stairs because I need to go up because I need a wee. Which is just the best way to handle it, because it's like, oh, you fucking idiots. Do you know what I mean? But seriously, what gives people... What are they thinking? Why? I mean, I didn't even give Paul Feig a death threat.
You didn't?
No.
Really?
No, I didn't. No.
Really?
Really. I didn't even give him a death threat. I mocked him.
Did you not have a picture of him, just give him like a glare?
No, I had a picture of him and poked his eyes with my fingers. But, just to actually threaten someone's life, and there's people saying to him, why don't you kill yourself? I'm like, well, if he kills himself, the game's never going to get finished. So how's that going to fucking work, you idiots?
You never know, he might do now if his house is set out like Home Alone track.
Exactly.
He's ordered the pizza.
He was walking up the stairs and an iron swings down and smashes him in the face. He's like, I can't finish the game ever because I'm dead. So, yeah, I mean... I was going to say I can understand people losing their mind about Captain America. I can understand people being upset with a character they've invested many years in suddenly being a baddie. And the fact that, especially for people in America, he's kind of like the whole American dream rolled into one man. And the fact that he's turned out to be a baddie is just so poetic as far as I'm concerned, knowing, what they're actually really like. But... to give someone a death threat because they've delayed a game to make sure that it's not broken when you play it, it's just the most peculiar thing I've ever heard.
Stupid.
I can't get
They
my
should
head
find
around
out
it.
who they are and ban them from ever owning the game. That'll piss them off.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We should, yeah.
Super glue their letterbox shut so they can't get it when they order it.
What he should do is do a special version of the game and say, look, I know you lot were really upset, so I've sent you this disc-based version early, and when it goes into their PlayStation 4, it blows it up. Or it just melts it. Put some code on there that just says on the screen in massive letters. Yeah. Do that, Sean. Good luck to you. And I'm looking forward to playing No Man's Sky because it looks great. Although I'm not sure I can wait the extra 2 months because, I might be dead.
You should write him a letter about that.
I think I will. In fact, I'm going to phone him up and kill him. So, anyway. I don't know where their offices are. Well, they used to be. They're probably not there anymore, actually. They've probably moved somewhere.
It's probably just a mountain of death threats on their own premises.
I was going to say, they're probably underground somewhere now, in a bunker. So let's move on, shall we? There's a few other things that we need to talk about. One of which is the news that came out today that Star Wars Rogue One has been testing very badly in the test screenings, and that Disney have seen it, think it's shit, and have sent it for 4 weeks of reshoots.
Think it's shit compared to The Force Awakens. They don't think it'll live up to it.
They just think, well, is it ever going to live up to it? This is the thing. I mean, you would have to make the fucking most ridiculously amazing film for it to be
I thought it
better.
was amazing in that trailer.
Yeah, but then so did Fantastic Four. Actually, no, it didn't. It
No,
was
I
shit.
didn't. I wanted to have hopes for Fantastic Four, but let's not talk about that. That's crap. That's fucking shit.
But apparently so's this, which is kind of concerning. I mean, then they're going, oh, well, Gareth Edwards was able to make a really great blockbuster Godzilla movie, so he should be able to handle this. Well, Godzilla wasn't that great.
Let's get in touch with Disney, get them to show us a copy, and we'll tell them what we think.
Well, before I came, I was writing Gareth Edwards a death threat.
Before you came?
Yeah.
Right.
Here tonight.
Oh, right, okay.
right, okay.
Yeah, make sure you...
Whatever your interest, you.
Yeah.
The only problem is, do reshoots really work? Do they...
Well, let's hope so, because they're doing it for Suicide Squad as well.
Yeah. It's just they did reshoots for Fantastic Four, and look how that came out.
No, they redid the entire movie, didn't they?
They did a lot of reshoots for the first Turtles film as well.
I think it can make it a bit disjointed.
Well, it can, but then it depends on how shit it is. I mean, if it's really shit, it depends what they're doing.
Pump it out
4
and then just
weeks.
give us a director's cut.
4 weeks of reshoots is a lot. That's a lot, to get all of the actors and actresses and everything back together and the sets and the whole thing. If it's already in the can, it's like, I don't know. It's worrying because I was looking forward to that film.
The trailer they released looked really awesome.
Well, it did, but then
I think they should let us do a test screening.
I think they should.
If
They
you're
should let
listening,
me.
Disney.
I mean, I don't know why they're just not showing it to Simon Pegg. Just let him bloody test screen it. He knows the coup.
And get him to direct it as well.
They should
There
get
you go.
Simon Pegg to oversee everything.
Well, JJ should be overseeing everything. Binks.
JJ Binks.
Ben Affleck. There you go. He should do everything.
No. No, he shouldn't. But yeah, I'm concerned by that.
It is a little concerning, as soon as it's supposed to come out at Christmas.
Well, it will still be coming out at Christmas. But obviously, the test screenings of it. I guess it depends. The thing is, it was meant to be a Star Wars film with a different feel.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be Jedis and all that, is it?
So, if it's supposed to be a Star Wars film with a different feel, and test audiences have gone in there expecting it to be
A normal Star Wars movie, they're going to be pissed off about it.
well, yeah.
It looked a little bit more serious and gritty than like The Force Awakens, didn't it? It looked a little bit more grounded. So
You could kind of compare it to Force Awakens as the Avengers, and Rogue One is Winter Soldier.
Well,
That's
you
the
could do. You could compare it like that, but we haven't seen it, so we don't know what the fuck it is.
Wonder, in the trailer, it looked so different compared to The Force Awakens, but it was a good different because it made me wanna.
I have
more.
to say, as much as I like Donnie Yen, I was a little bit concerned that Donnie Yen was in it, doing kind of samurai type stuff. Because I'm like, what? There's no samurais in Star Wars. What the hell's going on? I don't know. I just, yeah. But let's hope they manage to reshoot 4 weeks worth of good stuff and that the film actually comes out okay. But like you say, Stu, when a film goes back for reshoots, it's generally not a good sign, which is why the reshoots on Suicide Squad are also pretty concerning.
I forgot about that.
You know, so...
But is there reshoots on Suicide Squad because Jeff Johns is taking over the thing on the all, isn't he? And he said he wants to make it a little bit more...
But I think he was... wasn't he... isn't he not trying to change the tone of the DC movies completely from now on? He said that he wanted the next Superman and...
he wants them to be more lighter, doesn't he? And
yeah.
Not as
Snydery.
Yeah.
That's actually a term now.
Is it?
I've just coined it.
Okay.
Snydery.
Yeah. Stop being such a...
dark and gritty.
Stop being such a snide.
I'm writing death threats.
Yeah. You dark, gritty bastards.
Yeah, that's what Snydery means, dark and gritty. And if you're a Feig, it means you're shit.
Oh man, I've just trod in a Feig. That's Paul, not Kevin.
It's Feige.
Feige.
Kevin Feige.
Is it Paul Feig or is it Paul Feige?
I don't know.
I don't know, Paul Feig sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he sounds like a prick, but...
I'm sure he's a really nice guy. I bet you two would get on really well.
I bet we wouldn't. We'd be tearing each other's throats out within about 3 minutes. He doesn't like me. Not at all. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of weird. What else do we want to talk about? I tell you, well, let's move on to some any other business, I think. So, Pete.
They announced, or it was announced today, that Injustice 2, the game, is a very strong possibility.
It was announced today that Injustice 2 was a very strong possibility. Wow. Now, there's a person covering themselves in case it's absolute bullshit.
Well, my any other business was X-Men, Captain America and Rebirth, but we've made them into little sections.
So, yeah, it looked like it was coming.
Yeah.
So they've announced that it's a possibility.
Being so popular as well, they're going to have to do a second one.
Is it actually been announced, or is it a rumor? Ask.
I thought it was announced.
If Sean was here, we could ask his Siri that sounds like Jarvis.
You have to find it now. I can't find it.
I'm glad
your
only other business was a rumor that you then can't find, so we can't corroborate your. Anyway, so.
Well, come back to me.
Stu, have you got any other business?
I've been reading Superior by Mark Miller. Carrying on my Mark Miller binge at the moment. It's really good. Really, really good. It's about a young boy who was the star of his basketball team, and he gets diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and ends up in a wheelchair. And one day he wakes up and finds a space monkey on his bed called Orman, who grants him a wish, and his wish is to become Superior, who's like his favourite film superhero, and he actually becomes a living version of Superior, and it's about him becoming the superhero he wants to be.
Right.
That's about as far as I've got at the moment. There's been a bit of a twist, which I won't say because obviously people might not have read it, but yeah, Mark Miller, fantastic.
And it's available on a trade,
It is, yes.
so people can buy it.
Image.
Yes. Is that it?
That's it. Yep.
Well, talking of Image, I have just finished number 5 of Cry Havoc, and I'm really liking that book a lot. I'm really liking it a lot. It is essentially, I think we've talked about it before when it first came out, but the storyline is essentially this woman who doesn't really fit in. She's a werewolf. She gets hired by some sort of weird werewolf special forces team, and she's now been kind of captured by these other weird kind of demi-humans, semi-humans, demigod type creaturey things. And it's a good story, and it's engaging, and yeah, Image are just fucking top notch at the moment. They're not really doing much wrong in any way whatsoever. So, funnily enough, I was talking to a guy from a distributor the other day, and he was saying that this guy is opening a shop in Norfolk and wants him to be his wholesaler, but he's going to do comics and coffee, pretty standard sort of thing, but he's only going to sell Image.
Okay.
He's not going to sell any Marvel or any DC whatsoever. He's just going to sell Image comics because that's what he likes.
Is that going to make money?
No. Absolutely no way whatsoever.
As a comic retailer, even though Image does fantastic work,
Yeah.
how does Image sell compared to Marvel and DC?
Well, it doesn't. It's not, it's definitely third. I mean, actually, to be fair, DC have been kind of hovering around the same kind of height in the charts as Image in my shop sort of thing, but there's no way that I could survive without Marvel and DC. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, he's either going to have to sell a lot of coffee or convince a lot of people that Marvel and DC are shit, because people are going to be coming in all the time asking it. If you're a comic shop and you don't sell Marvel and DC, I mean, that's just ridiculous. How can you not sell the two biggest comic publishers there are? So yeah, good luck for that guy, is what I'm saying. His coffee better be fucking excellent.
It's clearly got the wrong business image.
Fucking hell.
It just came to me.
Yeah, well, it can
Comedy
go,
gold.
It can go away again. So, have you actually found this rumour that you were looking at?
I can't find it anywhere now.
Do you want to do something else?
Yep, because there's loads of stuff that's just cropped up.
Right, go on then. Pete, have you got any other business?
I have. It is just rumours.
Right.
But apparently, on quite a lot of the social media network sites, the Thor 3 is going to be heavily Incredible Hulk, Planet Hulk orientated.
Nice.
Which would be pretty awesome if it is.
Well, it would. And it'll be cool because that was something that was sorely missing from Civil War.
Definitely.
Was Hulk and Thor, both of them missing.
Thor not so much. I didn't really mind it wasn't there, but I want to see more Banner.
I haven't read the Planet Hulk comics, but I've seen the animated movie.
Right.
And is Thor even in it?
No.
It's Beta Ray Bill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't use the same similar storylines, though, does it? It's like...
Yeah.
Well, you can do anything really, can't you? You can turn Captain America into a Hydra agent.
What? Yeah.
Fan theory.
Yeah, let's do that. But yeah, well, I mean, I know it was confirmed a while ago that Banner was going to be in Ragnarok, but how much of a part was debatable. but they reckon he's going to be quite made. It's weird because
It's going to be heavily influenced, apparently.
it's almost like they should just now forget calling them Thor or like Captain America and just call them Marvel Cinematic Universe #1, Marvel Cinematic Universe #2, because they're all going to cross over eventually. It's like they're just titles, because now the Thor movie will probably be as much about Hulk as it is about Thor, and then you've got, you know, I mean, Captain America Civil War was as much about all the other characters.
Iron Man's going to be in Spider-Man.
Yep.
I wish Iron Man and Captain America would just fuck off and join Hydra or something now. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm bored of those pricks. Come on, you're boring.
Do you see the pictures on Facebook today of like the guy that's gone round and changed all of the cinematic characters into Hydra agents?
Excellent.
With
Good
all
luck.
their costumes.
Some people were like really boring. They need to go out and do stuff.
I wonder what Deadpool looked like as a Hydra agent, because his costume's red and black. Do you think it'd be black and red?
I don't know. Ask Sean. Ask Sean if he can do
Sean
a
to do
Hydra Deadpool. He'll be able to do that. He's a clever boy. He's a clever boy. So I'd like to touch boobs. I'd like to touch upon the finales of Arrow and Flash. Now, I know neither of you have seen either of them.
I've seen The Flash.
So, well, I'm going to ruin them both for you now. I'm not
Excellent.
really. I won't. I think Flash was a bit of an anticlimax. I think the episode before the final episode was much more exciting. I think Arrow was even more of an anticlimax. In fact, I think this entire season of Arrow has been a bit pony.
I'm not enjoying it.
It's been
They seem a bit lost with Arrow, I think.
It's kind of like...
Is that because of the island reference?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dudes. I just... it's kind of like... This series is almost exactly the same as the last one and the one before that. You know, I mean, they have a baddie who threatens the city. There's an explosion at some point, kills lots of people, and then, you know, he's just like... Malcolm Merlyn turns up, is a bit of a twat, and then saves Thea, so makes him kind of less of a twat, but he's still a twat because he's double-crossed them again. And it's just like, come on, man, get some new writers or something with some different ideas.
I think they need to strip it back. I think there's too many characters.
Yeah.
I don't think you need Felicity and Diggle and, you know, and like next season they've confirmed that Colton Haynes is coming back as Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, I actually think he's...
I like him.
He was fantastic.
I
as
think
Arsenal.
he's actually better than Thea Queen as Speedy.
But I think strip it. I think if he's coming back, you don't really need Diggle.
No.
Get rid of Diggle.
I don't know.
I think the whole love story with Felicity and Ollie's getting old. I think get rid of Felicity and put
Don't get rid of Felicity, man. That's the only reason I watch it. If she
What?
wasn't...
Why?
Because she's fucking yummy, man. Oh, Jesus.
So just get her as a
Use
wallpaper on your
Curtis.
phone or something and just...
What's that?
use Curtis as the computer bod. He's funny.
Do you know
he
what?
makes me laugh.
Do you know what? Actually, I have to say, he's not quite as sexy as her, but I actually prefer his character. But you know that none of that's going to happen. None of those characters will be written out. But they, you know, I mean, I guess they're going to. I was going to say I'm so pleased she's dead, which is a bit wrong, but I'm pleased that Laurel's not going to be in it anymore, because I thought she was annoying from the very beginning, and the fact. What?
You say she's not, but without any spoilers, because Pete hasn't seen it. With the whole the way Flash ended.
Oh, for fuck's sake! No, we can't have a Flash. Oh, I suppose they can, can't they? Yeah. Well, anyway, so there could be a flashpoint that rewrites history yet again. It's a clever cop out, really, isn't it? It's just like, oh, this ain't working. Oh, we'll just go back in time and change it all. DC are quite good at that at the moment.
I would really like to see Flashpoint made into like a live action.
Well, they might have just started it in Flash, basically. So you need to go back and watch it quickly before we ruin it for you, which we might have just done.
Okay,
Never
I'll
mind.
travel back in time, watch it.
Yeah, before we tell you.
Before you
about
tell
it.
me this.
What I am quite excited about is that CW have announced that this Christmas they're going to do a quadruple crossover episode with Legends of Tomorrow, Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl. That could be quite cool. If they make it a bit stupid and a bit Christmassy, it'll be even better. Because I miss all the Christmas specials, man. The best Christmas specials were the Town Called Eureka and Warehouse 13 Christmas specials. They were just brilliant, and I think there's not enough of them. There's just not enough of them. Christmas is a time for being a fucking bellend. Make some bellend crossovers, it's great. So do we have anything else?
Have you guys seen the trailer for Powerless?
No.
It's another DC TV show that's coming out.
Right.
It's like a sitcom, half-hour sitcom.
Right.
Based around, from what I can get from the trailer, it's an office like comedy based in the DC universe, but not, and it's just how people in a world that has superheroes behave, I suppose. And it's got Alan Tudyk from Firefly in it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're on about now.
No.
Hmm.
So, and
I
in the
did not
trailer,
know
there's
anything about that.
In the trailer, there's some mentions to some of the bigger DC characters, Superman, Aquaman, so forth. So,
Aquaman.
Some of the bigger characters. Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Who is that guy? I don't know. But yeah, okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know that. As long as it's better than Powers, which was just fucking poo. And it's still not been released on the UK PlayStation over here. Probably a good thing, because we wouldn't like it.
Our Zombies being renewed for a new season.
Yay! Good. I'm loving that show.
I still
Great.
will watch it.
Yeah, she's a bit yummy too. In
And
fact, she's more yummy as a zombie than she was beforehand. Don't know if
She
that says
is.
more about me than it does about her, maybe.
Maybe if we can make Felicity into a zombie for you then.
Oh, don't.
All the others have obviously been renewed as well. Supergirl, because it's moving to the
Yeah.
CW, Arrow, Flash, DC, Legends of Tomorrow.
I'm surprised Legends of Tomorrow is... Because I'm now about 5 episodes into that, and it is just fucking cheese with cheese on top. I love it. I mean, I do. I love it. I love it. It's just so cheesy. It's got some of the most cheesy dialogue ever, but I'm just kind of loving it. I can't help it. It's like... I think anything with Captain Cold in is just going to be a winner, really, as far as I'm concerned. Because he's a bit funny. He just makes me laugh. He doesn't always talk like that, does he?
Like
Like he does in... Because I haven't seen Prison Break. Does he talk like he does
no.
No.
Yeah, right, okay, good. Because his voice thing actually winds me up a little bit, but I quite like it at the same time. It's like, you talk in a very strange way. Okay. Oh,
Daredevil season 3. They're putting it on hold until the Defenders.
It's been
Yes.
delayed.
well, it's been pushed aside so they can get Defenders finished. And they've announced that they want to do 2 Marvel things a year. So we'll get 2 series a year.
Once every
apparently.
6 months, yeah.
That is twice a year. Thanks. I'm glad you explained that, because I was a bit unsure.
Thing is in September, isn't it? Luke Cage, September.
Yeah.
So I guess that means it will be Luke Cage, then Iron Fist, and then Defenders.
I think it's Jessica Jones season 2 before Iron Fist.
Right, okay. So that means Daredevil's not going to be till probably 2018 then.
No.
Wow. It's a long time to wait. But then if he's in Defenders, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gives us plenty of time to just watch season 1 and 2 again.
Yeah, true.
Or a first
Then-
time.
Or, yeah, if people haven't watched it, go out and watch it.
Or stay in and watch it.
Or, yeah, there you go. Unless you want to go and watch it on your iPad.
Go and watch
Go out and watch it.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
If you Netflix
In the
and
cold.
chill, you won't. Yeah. If you Netflix and chill, you won't get to see any of it. Unless you're like me, where Netflix and chill actually just means watching films and not doing anything.
Or Netflix and chills. I mean, in each case, it's just customising your iPad to look like Deadpool.
Oh, God. Who let him back in the room, for God's sake?
You guys have missed me.
So, I think we've just pretty much covered everything that I wanted to say. Have you guys got anything else you want to talk about before we end?
Can't figure anything. Just if people haven't read Captain America, they should definitely go and do that.
Yeah, they should. And we should be announcing the winner of our Captain America Steve Rogers competition tomorrow.
Yep.
So we're giving away a copy, and if you haven't entered the competition, tough, because it finished today. Oh no, it finishes tomorrow. What date is it today? It's the 31st.
Today's the 31st. So it'll be announced tomorrow who wins.
Yeah, so you could enter it now, but as this won't come out till Thursday or Friday, you'll already missed it. So tough. If you're listening to this now, that's quite clever. So well done. I would just like to say goodbye. So, bye.
Good night. See you later.
Now, we do actually have a People's Peak question, which is going to tie in with this. So rather than doing a People's Peak section today, we'll just tie it in with our main subject. So, what's the guy's name? Pete. It's John Watts, Pete.
Yeah. Just bring it back up. Yes, it's John Watts.
Okay,
on Twitter.
Should we do that again? So you've had a question from one of our listeners about. Let's do that again. Brilliant.